The dream is real.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is your lifestyle specialist, Kenny Burns, reporting live from Love Land, the safe place on earth, because they're going crazy out here in these streets. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today to bring you a topic that many of us can feel deep down in our souls. It's called, It's You, Not Me. All right, and before I introduce my illustrious panel of superheroes, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to do is wish my wife a happy birthday. Dream Team, can you assist me on the birthday shout-outs? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you.
Don't fuck with white. Now y'all niggas is all key. It's Jessica's birthday. Jessica, happy birthday from the nation. We love you, baby. The dream is motherfucking real. Now, shoot y'all right in the foot for that fucking up of the classic Negro spiritual Happy Birthday by Stevie Wonder. But that's how the nation does it. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to some of my favorites. Yes, they are. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Coco, a.k.a. Kendra Burns. Hi, Coco. How you doing?
Yeah. Good. How are you?
You got that gold, yellow on and stuff. Latia, how you doing? I miss you.
Hi.
Yeah, look like you had sex this morning. Yeah, you glowing. All right, Hasa Diddy, a.k.a. Natural Bars, my personal encyclopedia. What's happening?
Gratitude, bro. What's going on? I'm chilling.
Listen, man, I ain't gonna try to bust these guns as much as I want to anymore, but I gotta get one off at the top of the show. All right, this episode is therapy for me, so I need your genius intellect to help walk me off the ledge. Ladies and gentlemen, it's called It's You, Not Me. Now, I know you done heard variations of that title before, but this is on purpose. I'm saying it's you, not me, because, ladies and gentlemen, I've worked hard in my life. I've worked very hard in my life. I've created a blueprint unlike many others. That's right. I taught people that you could get paid for being yourself. Not only just being yourself, but you can create opportunities for others to be themselves. I pride myself on that. Ladies and gentlemen, I pride myself on that. And last couple of weeks have been a mother sucker. Yes, they have. And I want to say it. I want to say it off top. I know I don't look my age, but I am 50 years old. And for the first time in my life, I think I've experienced ageism. Yeah. I'm talking about, you would think, the way that I come with this energy and this intellect and this responsibility and this uplifting and this caring genuinely in an authentic way about my community, I just would be receiving every flower possible to get given. I would think that. But I don't do the work for that, so I keep on pressing. But ladies and gentlemen, this week, I'm telling you, I'm gonna just save part of it for the conversation, but I want to say this. We as a culture, we not honoring the best versions of culture. We are not honoring the best versions of culture. We wanna highlight bullshit just because. We want to highlight our friends because they are friends, not that they have the actual talent or skill set to complete the mission. That's what we want to do. And I want to bust that gun one more time. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry. But it's true. Y'all, I'm like in this place, man, where like I am dumbfounded when things don't go my way. And I don't want to sound narcissistic but I work for a certain level and I expect to receive that level of benefits, access, money. I want it all. I work for it. So I'm gonna go on and just bust a move. I can't tell you what, because I'm not trying to, stop nobody from doing nothing they traditionally do. I'm not gonna say who the individuals are, but I've been told in the span of a week that I don't have enough energy. So let's just let that sit on your spirits. I've been told that I don't have. You sure, Kenny Burns? He don't have that high energy. I don't know who and what would make somebody prepare their lips or spirit to blaspheme. You hear me? I don't know what would make somebody. But then the other thing is, I'm gonna go ahead and say this one, Tiff. I don't want to put it out there, but I had somebody, and y'all can follow the storyline. I hosted something that was part of the holy grail of hosting for me. Like I planned my career a certain way. I got to this point and I just wanted to ride off in the sunset for a cool decade. Give this place my energy, give this place my love. Not only did I not get the job, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't even get called from the person that is, you know what I'm saying, like responsible for this decision. And I'm at a place in my life I can't have no, you know what I'm saying, you trying to get my friends to call me or you got some third party call, you got to call me. Cause see, what people don't realize is, y'all, in this business, in this world of ours, it be people in and out of these positions every 4 years. Let me tell you youngins how this works. Every 4 to 5 years, the marketing whole thing from the CMO down get tossed, shaken up like gumbo. You hear me? Get tossed, thrown out, brought back in. And guess what else happens? The same pieces move to every company. They move to every company. They go to company, this, that. So relationships is everything. But what I know to be true, I ain't going no motherfucking way. I've been here almost for 30 piece, and I done seen them come and go, and you goddamn better respect me. All right, listen, I might not be the best in your eyes for the job at that time, but then you see what they putting out here. I'm not even gonna go on nobody else because everybody deserves a shot at the title, but you owe me the respect of calling me, telling me that, oh, I know you were promised this, I know you was told this, but this the direction we going. That's respect.
Right.
You understand me? But then for somebody to say, and this is a totally different, separate situation, to tell somebody, we don't know if Kenny has the energy.
Preposterous.
I can't even fathom. Do y'all know how much my outfits cost when I show up to these places? Do you know how much energy it takes to be on stage for 3 hours, let alone 5? 3 hours, 2 hours in some Saint Laurent heels, run around that motherfucker, jumping down around, getting the crowd, singing my heart out, the other people's song. Do you know how much energy that takes? And somebody would say, are you sure Kenny has enough energy with it? So I just want to let y'all know, because y'all look at me like I got this perfect life. And for the nation, y'all know my life a little better than others. I done had, this is one of the worst years of my life. You know what I'm saying? I got things happening to family members. I got this, that, and the third. But people disrespecting me, I don't know. But that's where I think culture is. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation with the nation. It's you, not me. You got the, insecurity about you where you can't put the best thing in front of yourself and your ego. It's you, not me, because you are doing things when you got an opportunity to infect culture in the way, you choose to go the other way just because you don't want to do what that person doing. You don't want to go the direction everybody else has been going. That's been working because you feel like you want to shake it up. Let me tell y'all another thing, and I need y'all opinion. Well, no, I'm sorry. Come on in, Latia. I need you. Come on in. Start with Latia, and I got some more. But Latia, please. Thank you for my rant. I appreciate you listening. Listening is half the battle. Latia.
Of course. I mean, so here's the thing. I think there's two ways to look at this. So get your gun ready because you may shoot me in the foot. Or you may want to shoot me with a missile right between my eyes.
You heard of Sugar. You heard of Kendra. You heard of Auntie.
Yeah. So I think we can look at it as two ways. A person saying that you don't have enough energy, and I don't know the specifics of the agreement, the contract, or whatever the hosting thing was. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's not that you don't have enough energy. Sometimes it can be that our energies don't mix. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I don't know, the crowd, the audience. Sometimes you may be spiritually elevated in a way that whatever frequency is there, you may be above that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the bag or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we have to sometimes know that, like, what's for us is for us. And sometimes it is them and it's not you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's you and not them. It's you because your aura and your energy may be too much for something. So not enough. What do you mean not enough? Yeah. That's who's to judge that?
I don't
that's for the crowd
yeah.
to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah, and I love what you're saying, and I hear you, and I receive all the information, and I'm processing it. And in my particular situation, this is my age demo, both of them. So it don't even I get it. And that's why I wanted to bring up ageism too, and I want to get into that in a minute. But I want to get your perspective, Haas and Coco. But this was my age demo. This was somebody making a decision for a brand that is older than them, right? And they wanted to inject some youth into it. And knowing our culture, we are creatures of habit. We are creatures of habit. And we have to be spoon-fed change. So, you know, that's kind of how the thing went. So, yes, to your point, Latia, I hear you, but I've removed myself from those moments. You don't got to tell me. You know what I'm talking about? If it's a little involved, if it's some things that, you know what I'm saying, I got to wear some pants or some boots that's going to trip me up while running across stage, or some sleeves on the shirt that won't allow me to grab the microphone, I take myself out of the equation. I don't even put myself, I'm not doing those events. But the events I've planned for my whole life, the things that I've manifested for myself, I expect those. And you should, anybody should. But Kendra, how you feel about that, babe?
I totally agree. Like, maybe that's a blessing in disguise.
Amen.
That you don't know that's there.
Amen.
Maybe there's something greater that's coming your way that would conflict in the schedule. We gotta look to the upside of it. What's the positive of being told no? Yeah. No, you're right. I'm you see, I'm moving like a crackhead because you know what I'm saying? I agree with you and I hear you. But it just, you know, it's for me, it's like, you know, I'm like the regular human when it comes to the disappointment factor in humans. Yeah.
Right? I'm not above the tentacles of bullshit. And that's why I have these conversations with y'all, because yes, y'all look at me like, oh, he gonna be all right. The whole Kyle run, this whole last 9 months, everybody, he all right. Motherfuckers don't even check in no more. I mean, he just had surgery in January, but you get what I'm saying? So it's like he gonna be all right. But I wanna let people know that feel the same that I do. No, motherfucker, like, we deserve what we deserve. I deserve checking in on. I don't care if I look great and my skin's still good at 50, or I move around how I want. I work for that shit, but I still need to be checked on. But, you know, we'll talk more about that. But how do you feel about that and how that played out, what the first initial part of this conversation is about? As my resident scholar and 28-year-old.
I mean, yeah, first, it's preposterous to hear you don't got any. It's the question.
Had to.
Do you know
I had to. I'm sorry, Auntie.
The question is, do you know who Kenny Burns is? I've witnessed you turn a place upside down and have niggas singing like a chorus, slow motion.
Yeah. And I
to the
can't
point
sing.
where you can walk out and they still on that note. So yeah, let's start there. That's crazy to me. And as someone that represents whatever demo, because I'm in between it all. I'm young, I'm mature, and I'm in every demo.
Yeah.
So like any Kenny party I'm going to, point blank period.
And you're 20 how old? 29?
28.
Okay, hold on. Let me bust this one more time. Bust that. I'm sorry. Kendra, that's the last one. Cousin Tony. Celeste, I'm sorry, Auntie.
Let's start there. Next, I want to address the idea and what the queens just highlighted. Sometimes no just mean I gotta pay you double because now's not the time. You feel me?
Hold on, you need some horns. I'm trying to chill out with all the extras, my bad.
And then my final point, and this is probably where I'm gonna talk, is really on the title.
Yeah.
People need to address their fear. And people need to address their love. The lack of love for yourself, the lack of understanding, the lack of awareness that we have for one another is what creates value in different versus valuing different.
Come on, Haas! Shit!
So when we do that, we're actually harming ourselves. We're saying to ourselves that I am not magical enough. I don't have the magnitude, and I don't have at my disposal those things that I need to manifest what I seek to manifest. And if you're present with the very thing that you're looking for and you don't see that you have that power, you'll be in front of it and never select it.
Yo, Haas, hold on. I didn't mean to do that. Tiffany, stop pressing the button. They don't want any more gunshots. The point, listen, bro, heard you, bro. The problem is exactly what you said. And I'm gonna get to black women and how I, unlike anybody in media, supports and puts black women in first. So I don't even, anybody, all of you, none of you No, and I'm not saying on name. I'm talking about any of you black men. Don't put women in perspective like I do. And black women first, like nobody. So I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but I want to address your statement. And these were black women, by the way, who said these things and did these things to me. I'm not gonna say no names because we're gonna let you grow, because hopefully you redeem yourself by doing God's work. But the point I'm trying to make is,
shout out to compassion in the midst of chaos.
you feel me? Compassion in the midst of chaos. Haas? That's what I'm showing, but I also don't want people to think everything's sweet, because no one gets checked at the door, because leadership is involved with the bullshit. Don't nothing happen in companies, especially black companies, without it filtering up. Nothing. So
and don't let that go over your head,
please. And I want to just comment on what you said and kind of what Latia was saying. And Latia, that's why you're invaluable, because I mean I love that you started off, kind of like with the perspective for me. Thank you. Already was on it, but at the same time, it was great to hear it. But Haas, I think you're right, man. We stunt our growth every single time we make a decision like that. Every single time. Now, mind you, I'm not here saying that everything is for me, right? But the things I work for, the things that were on my vision board, the things that I did end up accomplishing and murdering, there's no way it's not mine. There's no way it's not mine. That's just the way I'm wired. And at the end of the day, we have to be respectful to culture. Again, we bastardize this word, right? And we go to this place of, confusion when everything is in front of you and clear. We do it to ourselves. I was in DC this weekend. Amazing weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I went up there for 24 hours. I did Kurt Bones, Exchanging Jewels podcast. Kurt Bones, a co-defendant with Rayful Edmonds, Tony Lewis and them. I had a 4.5 hour meeting with Tony Lewis Sr. and Tony Lewis Jr. Tony Lewis just came home after doing 34 years, first charge ever. But this is how bad the government wanted him. But his story is aligned with Rayful Edmonds, Wayne Perry, so forth and so on. Cornell, the OG, so forth and so on. So I'm up there. And when I'm leaving the Exchanging Jewels conversation, I get a call from my brother, Tuma Basa. This is the only name I'm going to say because the other names aren't important, but Tuma's important for culture, and I want to give him his props. But I get a call from him. And Tuma's like, I'm on this panel in DC. I heard you're here. I would have loved if I knew you were here. I would have had, the person with this panel invite you up. I said, yes, cool. I'm literally in and out. Got 5 meetings and I leave in the morning. So he's like, yeah, I wanted to call you because I was on the panel and I was saying about, we were talking about the 50 years of hip hop and how DC played a part in it, right? And he said we were talking about people that were from here and ended up leaving. And so I was talking about Kenny Burns. I was like, yeah, but what are other people? He left, but he was in the conversation trying to say, and he cleared this up later, he was saying that like myself, Dave Mays, Taraji P. Henson, like all the people that came from DC and made it, they had to leave to do so. But one of my artists and somebody that I inspired back in the day stood up in the middle of him saying it like, nah, what you talking about? Kenny Burns is DC. He is DC. You don't move away from DC and don't be DC. He put me on, he put Wale on, like he running the list. And so at first, I'm like, great, he got ahead of it, because I'm sure I'm gonna get a call. So instead of waiting for XO to call, I called him just to kind of see what it was. So in XO's description, dude was hating on me, right? Because you can't say he left, therefore he's not calling it for DC. And long story short, the point I'm making, just like how these black women whom I support and lift up like no other should have called me, should have had a conversation with me, right? Because I'm literally, hearing all the different kind of stories, but I'm talking to him. He's telling me what he meant. He's telling me what he was saying. He's telling me how he couldn't finish his statement because my little homie jumped up and was repping, you know what I'm saying? But that's culture. That's how we are supposed to represent for each other. If you did say something, if you're not going forward with something, call me. Especially when I know you making the decision and the moves. Because today you are in this position, tomorrow you won't be. I will still be in my position. So I'm saying all that to say that, you know, there's always ways to look at things, but then you do have to adjust and adapt to and really hold people accountable for the way that they've put you in this position. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, I know one of the persons briefly met, don't know her like that, but still hasn't called me to this day. And I sent the flag up the pole, like she should call me. You know what I mean? So cool, boom. The other one, I do not know who it was. I wasn't told who it was, just some hearsay, but I want to get into black women. And I need Latia to come in with the gospel. But, you know, I say it all the time. Black women save the planet. I actually had somebody on Twitter the other day say, no, they won't. It was a black girl. No, we won't. Don't put that pressure on us. I'm like, well, I was raised by black women. I'm a product of my environment. I can only speak what I know. I only empower, embrace, and promote, you know, amplify. So I also feel a way strongly, clearly, I'm making a whole episode about it, but I feel strongly and I feel a way that these black women treated me like this because I know they're in systems where if I hadn't affected their lives in a positive way, they are affected by people's lives I've affected in a positive way. And I want to ask Latia and then Coco, and then I want you to round it out, But how do y'all feel about that? Like, what responsibility do black women have in these positions of power and influence?
So I want to make sure that I'm clear on the question. But I also have a question.
Latia think about the check she could possibly get with one of these motherfuckers. She not just, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, take this first.
No. So here's the thing. So as a black woman, or black women that are migrating towards the executives and CEO positions in some of these major companies, what is the debt that we owe to the people who came before us that clearly helped pave the way? And even if we weren't affected directly by them, but indirectly affected, because, you know, it's all a domino, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, I think, and it's unfortunate because sometimes you do have to make decisions that are hard, and, you know, you have to decide between business and emotion, because I like this person, or am I outvoted for this? You know what I'm saying?
It's politics for sure.
Yeah, so then we have to, with respect to that. And then also, I think on a personal level, because, you know, rejection is really the root word to what we're talking about. Being rejected, you know, being rejected or redirected.
I don't agree with that.
I didn't get what I wanted, and I feel that I should have this because I have worked for this. I have a friend who is super seasoned in their field, right? Mm-hmm. And they were up for renewal for their contract with a network, right? And they end up selecting another person who was less seasoned and really not as qualified, but they, for whatever reason, they chose this person. Ratings have definitely dropped, but you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I had to have a conversation with her about the spirit of entitlement. Like, I feel like I deserve this because I put 20 years in this. I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that. That was supposed to be me and mine. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we also have to have a self-reflection to check to make sure, like, am I carrying the spirit of entitlement? I'm entitled to this because of this. Now, granted, when you feel that you're entitled to a title because of the work that you put in, and it's not neglecting, you know, the seeds you've sown over the years or the work you put in, because, you know, you have, and as well as she has. But I think it's really, I think it breaks down to the way that the letdown is conveyed. Kenny, would you have felt different had you received a personal phone call from them?
Absolutely. And
so the fact.
Yeah, and it's not rejection on my end. More is the way that it was handled. I get told no a lot. I get overlooked a lot. You know what I mean? And to be honest, like with 25 years of contributing to culture, I've had way more no's in disappointment from being excited about something or wanting something. So it's not, I mean, that's not it at all. And I thought I said that a little bit at the beginning, but yes, I worked for it. Yes, it should be mine. But if it's not going to be mine, call and tell me that. Don't send one of my partners that wasn't even involved last year to tell me. You know what I mean? Don't don't send, like, don't do that, you know. And then when I make, you know, and I could ruffle some feathers if I wanted to. I could go live right now and talk about who and what, but that's not who I am. I'm merely sharing my experience so people can understand that it happens even to me. So to your point of rejection, I get rejected all the time. I get told no all the time. I get
you don't even don't know that,
huh?
Do you know how many people don't know that?
But that's why I'm sharing this. That's what I'm saying to your point.
Wow.
Like you're giving great advice, but as it, you know, adheres to me, this is not a, you know, ego thing as far as, you know, I'm bruised in the capacity because I think I should have and it didn't work for it. Or I'm bruised in the capacity of I wasn't told something and something else was done. Okay, cool. If you're in charge now and the person who hired me last year is not, you called me. And that's it. Now from the girl in the other situation, it was, again, saying I didn't have enough energy. That's not even worth addressing because clearly you have an agenda. And it's not me. Because anyone will tell you, meeting me firsthand in any spirited moment, that was the wrong statement. So that's just clearly hate. But Haas, what were you gonna say?
You have an agenda and it's not me. Is dun, dun, dun,
oh, you like that?
Because that becomes the microcosm that we're really dealing with here.
Yes.
The question was, what is the responsibility or obligatory space for the Black woman in leadership, right? And my answer to that is simply unity, camaraderie, community, concern, love, you know,
respect,
peace, nurture, right? However, there's a separation here because you have to deal with the fact that on average, to achieve and or as you achieve that position, climb, whatever the case may be, you're separated from your race and your gender,
right,
because of the way a game is played, the way a system works.
Right.
And so then the question becomes, what is the nature of your leadership?
Right.
And the best leaders take risks. The best leaders see opportunity where people see fear. The best leaders have a legacy of being impressive because of being innovative.
Right.
So when faced with challenge, we often see creativity.
Right.
And I think that becomes the real question here. Not necessarily, yes, absolutely deal with your personal trauma, be aware of yourself, understand your identity and place, self-locate in your community and in the intention and value in that community, right, and culture. Right. As you keep saying, this word has been bastardized. The reason why culture has been bastardized specifically to us is because we have been the fuel for other cultures to capitalize while being factionized within our own culture.
Facts. No,
we don't obey the morals of our culture. We just want the materials of it.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you said a couple things, and Latia, something else she said too that mirrored. I see Black women executives being more passionate about the things that we're not currently having or doing in culture or society or community. I see Black women, traditionally their roles in our lives, right? I see that, right? And when I look at like Tasha Hilton at BET, I mean, there's a bunch of people I could say that do a phenomenal job with trying to figure it out and actually, you know, take on the Black woman superpower role. And it is a role, right? We all have roles in our lives, right? And I see their role as protecting culture like no other. And so when these things happen, I think about also too the times we're in, right? Because, you know, when you look at the superheroes of the past, you cannot tell me that under Bob Johnson, he didn't have a Black woman. We all know who she is, right? He had a Black woman, right? And then when he decided to sell the company, you know, and probably without the real blessing of anybody around him, right? I mean, because that was our thing. It was special. We haven't had a teen summit since. We haven't had a video soul since. We haven't had, you know what I mean? So when you look at that, I mean, I'm confused at some of the leadership positions and how they let insecurity come into play. And this is black male too. We all know black males are ego-driven in most decisions. We all know black males treat black men like white men treat black men. We see it all day long, and they treat women like a subservient faction of the fucking race. Like we see it. It's clear. But when you
highlighted something though.
Come on. I just learned Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right. Everything you earned doubled. All the cash back from eating at your favorite soup dumpling restaurant doubled. All the cash back from that trip where you sort of learned to snowboard also doubled. And the best part, you don't have to do anything ridiculous to get it. Nope. Discover does it automatically. Seriously though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Yo, if you thought the McCrispy was bussin', hold up. Bacon and Ranch have entered the chat. Say hello to the Bacon Ranch McCrispy. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's, limited time only.
I'm over here on fire. Like,
come on, hold on.
Shaking.
You need me busting on straight?
You said,
okay.
You said your role, or how you feel, is that their role is to defend culture like no other. And at first, like, I did the whole philosophical 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? And what I came to was, how could you not? Because you birth culture. Your culture, you are the birth canal of the entirety of this culture.
Yeah.
If the idea is born, it is born through you. So is that the case, that business separates one from the nature of even their motherhood? 1 million trillion quadrillion %.
Money is the root to all evil, and power. See, women didn't concern themselves with power like black men did for a long time. They stayed in their roles. They played whatever. What their roles were then, right? Or what you felt was their roles, right? They stayed in that. They hovered on that. They hovered around that space. Now, sky's the limit. You do whatever you want to do. You can be in any position. You're CEOs, you're creators, you're whatever. And to be honest, we've always had that. I'm talking about societal, views, not my personal. But that's what it was. And now, you're power drunk like men. You're
protect
power,
your child.
You're power drunk like men. You are acting like men in a lot of ways. And we've had several episodes where we talked about the nuances and the comparisons. So, and I'm glad you said that too, because, when I look at Ashana Ayers, when I look at Tasha, all the ones I think are like phenomenal because they're creating things. Like she created Strength of a Woman. I don't know if y'all know the story about this, but it was some things going on. Ashana used to actually book talent for Essence, right? And there was some things going on. She knew she fucking had Mary J. Blige as the partner who's going to be the legacy act for at least another 20. So she said, you know what? If my partner has this much validity in culture, real culture, I'm talking about from zero to hero, that's culture. Mary J. Blige is culture. Puff Daddy, as much as I want to fight for charity, he's culture. Right? He might have his nuances and his shit like we all do. But when you talk about culture, certain shit you can't deny. That's why you gotta respect the women who are carving these things out and going against what we have known to be black everything. And that's what I expect. I don't expect now with the power lens focused on you black women. I don't expect with the opportunity lens focused on you black women for you to make fucked up decisions. I don't. I view you are on such a pedestal. I view you as such. The fuck? And I'm supposed to be okay like with that type of energy. Now mind you, I don't need now one of you motherfuckers. And that's just in real life, and I gotta bust my gun on that. But I don't need none of you. I'm going to create my own. I always do. There's no way to stop me. God, the only one that can stop this traction. But I want people to know it's disappointing. Because as hard as you fought, but as hard as y'all fought for the motherfucking throne, as hard as y'all motherfucking poured into everybody but yourselves, and now you don't want to pour into no motherfucker? Now you don't want to uplift a motherfucker. Some of you black women treat black men like they are the fucking scum of the earth. When we have many, but way far and few in between, they're way more good than bad. But y'all want to destroy the motherfucking male race because of your personal experiences. That ain't life. That's not culture. Latia.
Oh my God. I mean, that was a whole wig snatching moment in conversations between you and I. Thank you. First off, thank you for this growth that's happening on this show right now. But I had a question. As a black man, what's the balance that you would suggest women that are in those positions? How do they create that balance of still having the respect of their position and to make this hard decisions like that, and still having that compassion and that, you know, that emotional side, like creating that fine line?
I love that question. And you have to stay tapped into your maternal, you know what I'm saying, feelings. You're the maternal mothers of civilization.
Agreed.
You in your loins, you feel. When y'all think y'all niggas cheating and y'all think something going on and it's one too many times that motherfucking heartstring is pulling, you know what the fuck going on.
Probably is.
You know what I'm saying? You know, your feeling, your spidey senses are different. And I expect you, and I'm gonna hold you to doing that. Because if you don't do it, the race is lost. The culture is lost. We already got women out here talking like niggas. Huh? Y'all motherfucking acting like niggas. Y'all just fucking, y'all do it. We gonna, no! You are the salt of the earth.
You hear that, Coco?
Basically, he's saying, be real, don't sell out.
You cannot. Coco, hold on, take this.
Yeah, I know.
And then take this.
That's right.
You came in with a sludge hammer. You hear me? But you do have to do that. You gotta be realistic and never sell out. Like, you can't sell you are the creators, man. Like, I just don't even, you know, and I'm so glad that I was inspired to have this conversation, because I think, you know, we culture is not only the thing being bastardized, we are bastardizing each other and our roles in this thing we call life. We've always had roles. It doesn't matter what you can do better than somebody else. Yes, you might have some masculine shit over your man. He might have some feminine shit over you, but it's a balance. We don't have that. When y'all go left, the fucking axle's off the fucking Yaminery. When y'all go left, the whole shit. That's why, like, y'all be, and I gotta go back to cheating. I'm sorry, fellas. But when y'all cheat on us and you catch that motherfucker, no, listen, the world is over. We cannot believe. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, and look at Coco laugh because she with the shits. But the point I'm trying to make, Coco, and I don't want you inspiring these young heifers to be doing all this bullshit they doing. What you need to realize is that, but y'all are the equilibrium. We are not as smart in general. We don't realize things to certain ages in life. No, I'm just saying. We just don't realize things. Some men do, and big shout to them. But some men don't realize it till it's too late, and that's just part of the life. But I think now, again, and I'm gonna get back into, that's a whole nother episode. To write that down, Tiff, because this, and we got to have these three on. I think, you know, again, I think this conversation is helpful. I think we're on to something. I want to ask y'all this question. Why do you think there is a rise in, you know, this energy from women in the executive suites? Why do you feel like it's, you know, playing out the way it's playing out?
I think that it's a power trip. And I feel like some people feel like they in that position and then they have a point to prove.
Right.
And they want to stay in that position. So instead of like being real to who they are, they playing with the politics.
Right.
And then they're falling for the okie doke
Right.
of what the greater, whoever is over them or whoever else want things to happen. So it's just, overall, it's a power trip.
Yeah, how do we get past that though, Latia? Like, how do we get past, because without the safeguards of women, how do men and women compete in the space, in the ecosystem after that?
Here's my honest to God truth. What I think it's the men's fault that women act like that in position.
Okay, hold on. Let me get you some. To all your exes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think because men are meant to be the leaders, right? So you teach us how to lead in that position because you guys had it first. You understand? Also, unfortunately, with being a woman in that executive space, first off, having to fight to get there, if you got there the clean way by keeping your legs closed, it is like a badge of honor. So there's a certain level of respect that you're fighting to keep, but you can still be gentle in that fight and do it without being angry. You know what I'm saying? For example, Fawn Weaver, every time I've been around her and seen her, she's so elegant and so graceful and smiles at everybody. It makes everyone feels like they're needed. You can tell her staff, you can just tell the energy that she doesn't carry that aura. But unfortunately, you know, some people get there and they feel like, you know, I worked and had to get here, and there's a certain level of respect that I need, you know, because women are known to, you know, rest in your feminine energy, be this and be that. But oftentimes men respect strength. But I think women have to learn that men respect strength from men in that position, but a woman can still be soft in those positions and still get the same respect from a man, as long as he's not sexualizing his energy towards her, if that makes sense.
Got it. Well, I'm going to give you this for your pinky toe real quick. Because you learned that from me, okay? You didn't learn it from Fawn Weaver. You were introduced to Fawn Weaver, where you could see we have a long list of family members that act accordingly and treat people like humans. So give me my credit. Again, black women acting the fuck up. You get another. No. Then on top of no, I'm breaking you down. You got another 2 minutes, and then on top of that, to your own words, and I'm coming to your house. Before you got this lens you have right now, all this speaking out and projecting your voice and doing exactly what you should have been doing prior to meeting me, and you were showing up. The one thing I'm gonna let y'all know that I know about Latia is that she would be where she needed to be. But I think you realized by meeting me that your voice is gonna take you the rest of the way. What you had to say for yourself and manifesting your dreams vocally and being outward, that was gonna be the thing. So I'm tired of hearing how men fucked up shit. I really am. Because for every fucked up man, there's a good man. Okay? And if you ain't trying to find that good man to be the balance with your shit you chose, by the way, you like drug dealers, like Kendra. She like drug dealers and she like gangsters and killers. I'm just playing. But to those, I am just playing. But to all the women and y'all out there,
I'm my own drugs.
Oh Lord have mercy, please. But to some of the,
I'll take them home.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is y'all made choices in life and y'all knew what y'all was dealing with, and y'all just chose to go on and take the dude that had Susie on one eyebrow and then kill the peoples on the other. Y'all thought y'all could change him and you couldn't. All right?
No.
So don't blame it on men for one man's actions. You hear me?
No, it was
That's another episode.
No, but you talk like that. But no, listen. First of all, Latia, I don't want to go back to your first four statements. Everything politically correct. You start out not knowing because I wasn't saying no names. You was dancing around and shit. Listen, y'all not them type of creatures. Y'all not them type of creatures. Y'all are these type of creatures. Well, first of all, second of all, if we go, and you need to see my hand movements to really get this energy, I need that from black women. But I need it directed at the right place, the right people. We up here this ain't y'all are mothers of the earth. We are now, what I call us the other day, Coco? We are almost elders. We are OGs. Our job is our job. There's no way around it. If you still trying to compete with youngins instead of getting information to the youngins, you part of the problem. And that's what I gotta say to these, to everybody. But that's what I think is going on with some of these executives. Haas, you were gonna say?
Yeah, I think like you said, where does the rise come from? So, I'm not gonna side with Latia on this one, but I am gonna say that the nature of response is the same in all humans. If you place anything in a box and beat it up, when it gets the chance to beat something up, it's going to act out all of its aggression. However, that then makes my point. The rise actually comes from a lack of understanding what power is, and or oftentimes they say, oh, you forget where you came from, but that's not true.
Right.
You forget what you came for.
Ooh.
When you was at you feel me? So when you was at the bottom and you first walked in the door and you was the thing in the box getting beat on, you just prayed for mercy. But then you got out that box and you forgot about mercy. Now you in the Lamborghini mercy. Yo, Chick, see something?
Hold on. Yo, hey. You didn't forget where you came from. You forgot what you came for.
I like that.
But that's, Latia, that's what I was trying to say.
Because that's people get lost once they get to where they're going.
And Coco,
carry that with me for the rest of my life.
Hey, Coco, you dead right though. Kendra, you are dead right. You work all your life to make a difference. And let me tell you what corporate America do to y'all anyway, creatives. They take all these ideas and put them on a shelf. You got 100 ideas, you might get 10 through your whole career. And you better be all right with that. Because let me tell y'all something. A lot of y'all not built for entrepreneurship, and you supposed to be in them buildings. And you need to own your superpower. And you need to stand for what you believe in. And you need to fight the good fight for the people that you believe in. Because guess what? It don't work without you. And at some point, if you're not willing to walk away from everything that you know to get to where you're going, you will be on a hamster wheel for the rest of your life. You got to be able to stand up.
Can I make one more point?
Yes, please.
I want to make this practical. Sis asked a question earlier. She said, what needs to be done by women in those positions? And I want to make it practical.
Yeah.
Have a spiritual practice. Have healthy social friends, meaning both above and below. You should have friends that you can impart knowledge on and friends that are imparting knowledge on you. Reason why I say that is because those friends that are imparting knowledge to you are probably going to be from a time period that is going to validate and or contrast your thought. You need that. Finally, you want to remain feminine. Stick to what sis is saying. Remember how to be soft. Remember that you wanted to be appealing at some point. Why do you want to lose your appeal to your people to make appeal for your oppressor?
Come on with the word, Haas. The fuck?
So that was that. Then I had another point, but I'm gonna end it right there.
All right. Well, listen, you have, get him some Applebee's gift cards or something. Get him some Wingstop wing. Get him something. I listen. This conversation was so necessary. Y'all have no idea. And I wanted to start off with something that I was personally going through, so that we can get to all these points that we're discussing. Again, I believe in redemption. But there's some things you can't come back from. And I want people to understand the value of relationships, because those are the things you should nurture, not things that aren't going to serve you. So all of you people out there, and I want to get your opinion on this, guys. I'm going to go around the desk here and have a antidote from each one of you. But all you people out there that are putting things in pocket that are not worthy of the ask or responsibility in front of them, you are the problem, not them. You are the problem. But I want to take it around, and I want you guys to give the nation some information about how you feel and how you think we should lead. And we'll start with the two beautiful black queens on this podcast.
From the whole thing, it just seemed like all you wanted was respect at the end of the day. Yeah. Get a phone call from the person that you were in touch with. And in business, even though there's some people that's in greater situations, higher positions, some of them don't like to make those calls. They don't like conflict. They think that it's going to be bad. But
Facts.
At the end of the day, put your big girl panties on, get a man a call, and just.
But not even about
say,
me.
hey.
You saying in general though, like if you got to make a decision, make the decision.
Yeah, make the decision and stand on it.
Absolutely.
And that's part of knowing who you are.
Yeah.
You're able to do that.
Big shout out to them big girl panties. Ain't nothing like some big girls.
I ain't got those.
Okay,
but.
all right. Latia, are you ready?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a way to compress my thoughts, but I think it is on a line of Kendra's, because sometimes, we women in positions will portray to be this, but it's like you can't just get the glory and the title of that. You have to make the hard decisions and make the hard calls. You can't not want the position and the power, but not all the other packages that come with it. So I think making a phone call and being the person to address, what's hard to be unaddressed. And I think it helps us grow. This conversation period has helped me grow as a woman, as an entrepreneur, and then to hear from Black men, what do you want to see? How can I still get my point across without being nasty, without being disruptive and belittling somebody?
Yeah.
Like, because people are, this is important.
Yeah.
Because relationships are important. And like you said, every 4 or 5 years,
it changes.
The shuffle happens.
Just like the government.
Exactly. Ain't that weird though, y'all? Like, but hey, we understand and value relationships here at the Nation. Haas, what is your last antidote, my brother?
I just want to end this by saying the most valuable person doesn't limit value, but sees, creates, and increases value in others.
Hey Tiffany, if we ain't got 12 at least bars from this man in the promotion for this next episode, you in trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, I am inspired. Latia, I hear every word. I appreciate your thought process and the way that you were politically correct. I would have liked to hear a little more fire from you today. Just because, listen, this ain't about you. This about me telling you about you. I just see your superpowers. I love you more. I just want that. And then Coco, you got bars like, you coming in with sledgehammers today, and I'm feeling your energy and your glow. Look like you had sex this morning too. Haas,
I did.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. We're gonna shoot the windows out that new mansion.
Yeah, don't be ready.
Haas,
funny as shit.
You listen, man. You're necessary. 28 years old. I just can't believe how knowledgeable you are. So I appreciate you. But I want to leave with saying, that at the end of the day, these conversations are to inspire you to change. Ain't nobody dragging nobody to the point of no return. This is holding our loved ones accountable. Because if we didn't care, we let you hang yourself. If we didn't care, we let you keep shooting yourself in the pinky toe. All right? So take this TKBS Nation and spread it throughout the world. I love y'all, man. And we going to have some really dope things happening with McDonald's the next couple of days. I happen to interview some change leaders for the Black and Positively Golden program. And there was one beautiful girl with autism. You had the financial literacy girl from Brooklyn. Like, it was just so many dope humans that we got a chance to sit down and frame, and they are the future. So please, when you get a chance, go to the YouTube or on my Instagram and check them out. And I guess we're gonna leave you with an old Negro spiritual tagline, and we're gonna try to do it together because we are one. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The dream is real. Say no to drugs. Love y'all. Peace.
The dream is real.